The New York Mets have received an official Fransisco Lindor update, and this is absolutely huge as changes are coming for the Mets right now as we are about to see multiple future stars be unleashed for this team, partially in due to Lindor and his situation, but on top of that, also because the Nuggets have an area to go here that's also not only going to let them focus on some other situations in regards to free agency, but on top of that, unleash one of their most hyped up future stars. We're going to break all this down and much more, guys, but real quick, if you are a part of that 76% that's not subscribed to Mets Digest, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single New York Mets update. We got videos coming out every single day that you don't want to miss out on. We're having a ton of fun on this channel right now. There's so much news happening in the offseason that you don't want to miss. But let's jump right into the video, guys. There is a lot to talk about. As look, there has been a lot of chatter surrounding the Mets and what's going to happen in their future and what they're going to do over this offseason. But we just got a huge update surrounding one of their best players in Fransisco Lindor. As it was recently mentioned that Mets superstar shortstop Fransisco Lindor had a procedure in his right throwing elbow that a league source called a minor cleanup shortly after the season. He's expected to be fully ready for spring training following the 2023 season. Lindor had surgery to remove bone spurs from the same elbow. He has developed a reputation on the Mets for playing through pain without complaint, including a fractured pinky toe to this season. Or a fractured pinky toe this season, I should say. But in regards to Lindor, obviously he's one of the best players in the Mets. Not only is he one of the MLB's best fielders, but he's also this team's leader. He's the guy you look at to sort of be a captain and truly does hold just a lot of water with the Mets. He's their guy in a lot of senses, and truly the Mets need to add some more help to this team in a few different areas, but we know shortstop is not one of them. Now, with Lindor obviously being out, this does mean the Mets do get a chance to unleash one of their stars, though. One of their future stars now is going to get unleashed. As when we look at the Yankees, the Mets at their entire just top 10 prospects, it's hard to even fathom because it's very, very good. That top 5 is absolutely insane for any MLB team to have. Obviously, Nolan McLean is just the future ace of this team, and Carson Bench and Jet Williams are getting ready to show up, while Jonah Tong and Brandon Spratt are also now making their just arrivals into the MLB as well. The Mets do need to add some more veteran star pitching. Hopefully it's someone very good, like, a Tarek Skubal or a Freddie Peralta. A Peralta video is coming, so stay tuned for that. But on top of that, Carson Bench is someone who we've talked about a lot, but also Jet Williams, man. With everything happening to Fransisco Lindor, the fact that he's working on that elbow, the Mets are not going to push him hard in spring training because even if he's fully healthy by spring training, they're going to use Jet Williams. He's, first of all, in AAA, so obviously he's going to be there. But I would expect Jet Williams to get some burn at that shortstop position. Obviously, he can play center field and really anywhere on the field in general. But he is a middle infielder. That's where he's at his best. And there's been a whole lot of turmoil surrounding that second base, whether it's going to be Jeff McNeil or also just seeing how this whole thing is run with Luis Angel and Acuna as well. There's been a whole lot of discussion surrounding that, and Jet Williams is now going to throw himself into that fold as well. Not only that, but also when we look at Williams, the fact that he more than anything really is a true shortstop, it's going to be interesting to look and see if the Mets do use him there a little bit as well, just so they could sort of experiment with having Fransisco Lindor just get a little bit of a lighter workload in this preseason, in the spring training area. Obviously, once the season comes around, Lindor is going to be the main guy, but it does give Jet Williams a real chance to sort of show what he's got upcoming. Obviously, Lindor is not going to be a shortstop forever. Nobody is, but he hasn't lost a beat at all, and as long as he hasn't, his role is safe as the Mets shortstop. But at the same time, it's going to be interesting to see how Williams sort of plays this thing out. Williams was quite impressive over this last minor league season. The man played quite well, showed that he's he's a phenomenal base runner. On top of that, can hit the ball well, hit for a solid average with a 261, had an 828 OPS. He's not hitting a million home runs, but at the same time, his power has grown over his whole minor league career. 17 of his 31 home runs were last season, so the power is honestly growing as well, which is really good to see. But Jet Williams is someone who we should be super excited about. But he's not the only person that we have to talk about in regards to this as well, because as Martino mentioned, he thinks it's going to be short term when you look at the Mets center field and just everything that's happening, because we've seen a plus defender in center field being a strong goal for David Stearns since he's been here. Whether it's Harrison Bader, Tyrone Taylor, the idea with Cedric Mullins was going to be a plus out there. It didn't quite work out. They have Carson Bench, the prospect who they think is coming late next year or maybe the year after that. They want to keep room for Bench to emerge, so they're going to go short term in regards to the rest of center field. Now, obviously, that is a big thing here because there's been all the noise about Cody Bellinger. And as Sports Illustrated mentioned, center field was certainly a position that plagued the Mets this season. New York began the year planning on having both Tyrone Taylor and Jose Siri, whom they acquired from the Tampa Bay Rays last offseason, platoon in that position. But the plan did not pan out. Siri's first year in Flushing was an unmitigated disaster. The 30-year-old missed over 5 months of the regular season after he fractured his left tibia, where he fouled a pitch off his left leg on April 15th against the Athletic. And despite being activated off the injured list on September 8th, Siri struggled both offensively and defensively, resulting in the Mets designating him for assignment on September 24th in just 16 games. He went a woeful 2 for 32, which is a .063 batting average, with no home runs, 1 RBI, and 2 stolen bases. So that did not work out, of course, and because of that, the Mets do have to figure out the situation. And obviously, look, we know there's been noise about Cody Bellinger. We know the Mets are interested in Bellinger, who can still play that center field position and likely would with the Mets. But on top of that, Bellinger's looking for a long-term contract. Would the goal be sign Cody Bellinger and then shift him to a different fielding position? Because you're not going to move him into left because Brandon Nimmo's there. So that means you're moving him to right where Juan Soto is. And that means you're moving Soto to either first base if Alonso leaves or that DH position already, which is a little bit worrisome. Obviously, Soto's not long for the outfield. We all know that. But just regarding everything, it is going to be interesting to see. I mean, maybe the Mets' plan is, get Soto out of the outfield as soon as possible and get an elite outfielding unit out there. Put Bellinger in center field for a year and then move forwards with Carson Bench. Honestly, I love that plan. I think it's the exact right thing that the Mets should do. And when we look at Bench, he is really, really impressive. The man hit for a .281 average with an .857 OPS, 15 home runs, had 73 RBIs, 22 stolen bases. The man can run like the wind. He's a true center fielder in every sense of the word, and he just gives exactly what the Mets would need. Most of his minor league experience is this season, and frankly, I think that he's ready. I really do think Carson Bench could come up now. They're not going to use him right now. Again, like Jet Williams, he'll be in spring training. He'll be there with the team. It's just he's probably not going to make the opening day roster, which is fine. I'd rather him play in the minor leagues than sit on the Mets bench right now. But yeah, if they want to hold off on Bench until the later part of the 2026 season and use Bellinger in center field if they can acquire him, that would be absolutely perfect to me. I think that's the right move for the Mets is you go out there, you try to land Carson, or you try to land Cody Bellinger. You have him in center field and you have Bench waiting for that position. Once Bench is ready, Bench goes to center field, Bellinger goes to right field, Juan Soto goes to first base or the DH spot because I just don't want to see Juan Soto in the field that much anymore because, I mean, he's not the worst defender in the world, but to have an elite outfielding unit with Nimmo, Bench, and Bellinger is just too enticing to pass up. It's too much of something you have to go out there and do. There's no real way around it. Now, Tyrone Taylor also spent some time in the outfield, and he is a good fielder, don't get me wrong, but his year was just completely and utterly disappointing. Had a .223 batting average, a .598 OPS, an OPS plus of 70, so nowhere near hitting those averages, or those just MLB averages, I should say. So it's not working right now. They clearly need to upgrade center field. That's the big thing that we have to look at right now moving forwards, is the center field position. That's what I want to see get upgraded for the Mets. Center field and pitching is the main thing. We're going to see how all that goes, and we're going to report on everything when it comes down. But guys, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single New York Mets update. Like this video, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. I'll catch you later.